Why did I see this recently posted story? White woman reveals the unthinkable about black men. Not the world's greatest lovers. I don't know. I know this video is 8 minutes and 6 seconds long. It comes from a J Wisdom. It got 1.9 thousand likes, 37,000 views. This particular subscriber have 286,000 subscribers. All right, Queen Kings and Things, y'all need to get on the ball. We don't really care about subscribers, but we need everybody to see what all of us have to talk about. But for now, I want to see what she has to say. Because from the way I hear things, the way black men downgrade, beat black women to a pulp, she better be saying something good. Because black men make it like black women, y'all are dirty, low-down dog in their world. But let's see what she got to say about how this squirrel is in her world with no nut. And I haven't seen the video, haven't even listened to it. But I don't know. Maybe this is something good talking about our black men. I hope so. Let's get started.
And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman. And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, including protecting him from yourself. And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial. They got into an argument in public, and she started to scream and cry. And my son immediately left the scene. She was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left. My son left because my son knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming at him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going to go to jail. It was not going to be any questions asked because this white woman was crying and screaming about him. Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt, her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional. However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions have to take a fucking back seat to not cause harm to the person you are dating, that you love, that you are married to. And I'm not telling you that if you are truly in fucking danger, not to get help. But if you're just emotional, you're just pissed off, and you want to scream and hoop and holler, in public is not the time. Because that can turn out very deadly for the black man that you claim to love so much. Whether you realize it or not. If you were just dating a white man and you were yelling, nobody would really pay any attention to that shit. But when people see a white woman and a black man and you're screaming, all hell will break loose. Because when white women cry, everybody responds. Even if the shit is stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie. The most deadliest thing in this world are white women tears. I have said this time and time again. And I learned this very, very early in life. I grew up in the projects. I was raised by two wonderful black women that helped my mother raise me. So I know what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, and I know for a fact of what I speak. I learned very early in life that I could be a voice for my friends and my family because people would listen to me far more than they would listen to them. And if you listen to anything I have ever said to you on this app, if you are a white woman and you are dating a black man, you are in love with a black man, you are married to a black man, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, even if it is protecting him from you. Handle that shit at home if you are not in danger.
We got black men that beat us to a pulp. When we ask them to respect us, when we ask them not to embarrass us in public, when we ask them to treat us like we're queens, the same way you got over there with Betty.
And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman.
Boom. They will never get it. But I'm going to tell you why they will get it. The only reason why they will get what you just said is because as a white woman, you just said it. It's the same thing that black women has been preaching for years. It's the same type of synopsis that's also been thrown in a black woman's face for years and decades. It's the same synopsis that black women get so compared to with a white woman. Black women, we are our own race. And as you can see, you're hearing this out of the mouth of a Caucasian woman. She's basically trying to tell you that the way black men are treated, honestly, it's no different than the way black women are treated. The only difference is black women get treated like that all around from everyone. But if you notice what she said, the black men get treated like that too. But these are the same black men that run to white women because they can't handle black women. I literally just did a video about a white man. I'll put the link in the description. He went on about how black women are, the way we dress, the fact that we wear our hair in so many different ways, the fact that we're too much, the fact that they can't handle us. And the fact of the matter is, it's because they're not used to us. They're used to us having our mouth shut and doing what they say do. And then you get our black men that will come for us as black women. But you know what I've noticed? I don't see many videos of black men on social media bashing and beating white women to a pulp. I wonder, did anybody hear this? Because a white woman is saying it. She's saying her son is biracial. And as a biracial son, he decided to date a white woman. The difference with being biracial, I'm sure there's something about him. When you look at him, you can tell he's biracial. He gets some sort of brownie pass. But let him be straight black. Let him come from a black mom and a black dad and have a black color. But I'm just so confused as to why our black men that are so eager to beat black women to a pulp, why don't they talk about stuff like this? Why did it take a white woman to come on social media and actually expose that white women, they use their skin color, they use their entitlement, and they use just a typical way of life for white women to kind of take advantage. But I don't know how bad I really want to feel, especially when these be some of the same black men, O.J. Simpson, that will go around and just beat black women to a pulp and talk about us so bad. But we the ones that got your back. We are the ones that keep the police off you. We are the ones that'll go toe to toe with the police. We are the ones that will keep our mouth going and going and going and going and going, because what we said you did was not right, and I'm calling you out on it verbally and vocally. I'm not crying the way a white woman do. They use these tears, and they know good and damn well them tears are just as fake as they damn lashes. Those tears are just as fake as their personalities. They'll sell you out and cross right back over, and then here go the black man running back over to us. You know she said this. No, Uncle Tom, Tim, I don't know she said that because you don't like me as a black woman. But I wonder, is there any black men out there that's listening to what this white woman is saying, and the fact that this white woman has admitted it was two great black women that helped raise me along with my mom. Yes, we are cut from different cloths. The problem with it is other races don't try to give us a chance because there is such a stereotype out there about black women. We are protective. We are territorial. And we get beat to a pulp for being such. Let's keep listening.
And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back.
And think about that. She have to get on here now and she have to preach to a white woman. If you really love not just a black man, but if you love her biracial son, there is a certain way that you have to treat them. Why does a white woman have to get on here and tell another white woman that, but we got black men that beat us to a pulp? When we ask them to respect us, when we ask them not to embarrass us in public, when we ask them to treat us like we're queens, the same way you got over there with Becky Lou and Rebecca May, and you treated them with all kind of graciousness, respectfulness, and so forth and so on, and there she go ran your black ass over to the jailhouse with Mr. Sheriff. And then they go to phone calls, you are bawling me out. What happened? Mary Sue got you again? Now you about to sleep on my couch? Because she gonna let you back in the morning, but she had to embarrass you. She had to humiliate you. She had to use her entitled tears. These are the things that I stress about. If you're gonna talk about black women, I suggest you talk about both women. Because black women aren't the only ones that are loud. Black women aren't the only ones that can be dramatic. Black women aren't the only ones that give a man problems. And let's be clear, women aren't the only ones that give men problems either. Men, you got problems on your own and you need to own that. So now you ran your ass over there to the white woman and you're still in the same chaos that you left a black woman for. But you didn't tell that side of the law. You didn't tell that the grass wasn't greener on the other side and you still sitting in brown mulch. Wonder why they didn't tell that. Wonder why I take this Caucasian white woman who was raised by two great black women. Wonder why she have to get on here and preach.
Him at all costs.
But I don't understand that either. I don't understand why are you suggesting for white women to protect a black man at all costs. You shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't have to tell this white woman to protect this black man at all costs. I wonder why y'all never have to tell black women to protect her black men and kings at all costs. See, I find it a little weird that they have to be educated on how to treat black men. I find it a little weird that you got to be educated by making it clear that white women are entitled. I find it a little weird that it took you to come over here and say that. But it's just so baffling that you have to educate white women how to treat black men. I thought relationships were there for the heart. I thought they were there for the feelings. I thought they were there for the long run. What's really going on here? But I preach it in a lot of my videos. A lot of black men and all my kings out there, y'all getting to know me very well. When you're a real man and you leave me a comment, you know I will let you know you're a real man and I appreciate you. But all these other black men that get on social media and beat us and bash us down to a pulp like that, but they have absolutely nothing to say about these white women. They make it seem like they're over in glory heaven. Why do there have to be a video expressing to white women how to treat black men? But we get beat up for any little thing. Somebody have to make this make sense to me, because it doesn't make sense. And I guess everybody is supposed to listen to her, basically not just defend black men because her son is biracial, but also they have to listen to her for her to say that black women aren't that bad because black women helped raise her. But when black women say these things and black women try to show you that we're not bad the way you make us out to be, no one believes us. We still get this stereotype. There's this stigma about us that we get beat down, why does this white woman have to come on and kind of defend us? She got a voice like that, and she's standing strong, and she seemed to be a very dominant white woman because she was raised by black women. That's why you can tell she's firm at what she's saying. She's not joking when she said it. But I guess it comes off better because she's a white woman. And because when black women said, we got attitudes. Oh, black woman angry. Oh, black women this. I want to see the comments.
Protecting him from yourself.
You got to protect him from yourself. I got to put in there in the last video that I just did about the Caucasian white man giving all his reasons and synopsises why, you know, he's never, whatever it is with black women, we're fashion forwarded, we wear our hair in different ways. He had so much to say about black women, not saying that he was really bashing us. He just basically was saying he ain't never have none of this poom poom. He don't know how I feel to get it. Because he already stereotyped us before he can even let his heart, hands, feet, whatever. He can't let any of that down because we're already stereotyped by him. I just find it weird that in his video, he only was saying how loud black women are. The way we dress, the way we do our hair, the way we do so many things. But yet again, you got this white woman that's on social media saying how this white woman that was dating her black son start screaming and hollering and hooping and hollering and stuff like that, like Harpo about to take her ass on over there to his daddy. He didn't speak of that. But if you listen to my video, I kept saying, do you not think that there's a lot of similarities from a white woman and a black woman? The only difference of similarities from a white woman and a black woman, we're both dramatic. We both can be uncontrollable. We both have times at issues with however we doing with our children. We both go through issues. But the only ones that are highlighted is from a black woman. But this is a white woman also letting you know white women are pretty much no different. But there's a bigger difference though. The bigger difference is let her open up her mouth and spew anything out negative that black man have done. Her word would automatically be taken. I wonder why it's like that. I wonder why black women get so much flack. But y'all don't pay us for it. Can I ask anybody a question? How would this world be without us black women in it? What happened? Would the white woman take our place?
And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial.
Your son was dating a black woman, a white woman, because that's what your son wanted. You could best believe that wasn't the first white woman that your son had dated. Your son knew exactly how white women are, but your son decided to ease his biracial ass on the other side of the corner, and that's where he decided to stand at until her voice and her tongue and her yelling and her whiteness and her rant ran his ass back to mama in order for the black community to stand proud for him. But nobody sent him over there to Sally Sue. And I can almost imagine that wasn't the first time that your black son went through, or your biracial son went through something with a white woman. He chose that side of the field, and I hope he get on social media and express to people that, hey, I may not date black women, but I can tell you this. White women can be just as loud, just as ratchet, and just as dramatic. And as a matter of fact, when I'm with a white woman, I need to watch my back a little bit more.
Left the scene.
Of course he left the scene. He left the scene because he already knew what was in for him. The minute she started yelling all through the community, of course when the white man, Uncle Tim come up, you know what Billy Rowe gonna say? Hands behind your back, interracial boy. No, I didn't hear what she had to say, but I know she's a white woman. And if she's a white woman and she opened her mouth, you got to be wrong. And then what we do as black women who have been downgraded by these same black men, white black men, we run right there to their rescue. And then what we do, we start feuding with the white woman. Why? For getting our black man in trouble. And I'm not saying that black men can't date white women. Hey, that's your preference. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. What my thing of it is, don't leave out my front door talking about me because you about to go over there and get even more stuck. And that's just what they do. They leave out our front door and they beat us down, beat us to a pulp, talk about us, degrade us, get on social media, make $1 from us, don't even take care of their damn children, then go over there with Becky Lorraine, Bobbitt, and then they get themselves in a heap of trouble. And then, yeah, this fella come back running over here to us, and they go wig and weave, running to save them. And you want us to help save you. No, you should have been doing videos showing that white women treat black men just the same. Black men go through the same type of damn drama that they go through with black women. They do the same thing when it comes to white women. But now that something has happened to her son, now we're privy to the other side of it. It's called a no-go, eyes.
I was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left.
I don't know why she couldn't believe your son left, because I'm almost certain it wasn't the first damn time your son left. And I need you to go and tell us the whole story. Your son have been encountering women and white women with problems and troubles, not just now. But I'm just kind of confused as to why you're bringing it to our attention now. You're bringing it out to our attention. Is he in a heap of trouble? Is he in the world of trouble? Is he in some black trouble? You need our black help? You need them 2 black ladies again? What's going on here for real? You know good and well your son has been in certain altercations with certain women multiple times, and it's not the first time. Thank you for taking up for black women, but we need more help than that. If your son is one of those women bash black women beaters on the way out, we need you to speak to him as well. We already knew stuff like this goes on. But it's a shame that it take a white woman to get on social media and call herself inadvertently defending a black woman only because her son is biracial. But again, I don't want to beat you to a pulp, but I did want to highlight some of those points. Don't bring stuff to us that you know you already been going through. I thought this was fresh. I don't know, because I've never seen her before. I'm just going off what my feelings tell me. Hey, y'all don't like it? Y'all know what I like to tell you to do. But I'm gonna refrain from that since we're talking about interracial black and black women.
My son left because
Your son left because he needed to leave. Your son left because that wasn't his first time. Your son left because he shouldn't have been there from the damn beginning. Your son left because he already knew what he was getting himself into. Anything else you want to tell us why your son left? Again, I know I started off on your side, but then I kind of hear a little bit of deflecting. I kind of hear where you're not owning up. I kind of hear where you're trying to put it off like your son did no wrong. Yes, I know you're trying to say what Becky, man, and Marie do. What they do is they go to hollering, they go to screaming, they go to rooting and tooting and all this type of stuff, and they get your little biracial son in trouble. But you don't think your biracial son already knew these things? Clearly, this is not the first time that little Billy got into a little altercation with Susie Mae like that. And you know he didn't. Again, we appreciate you coming in trying to stand in our defense, but in a sense, it kind of makes me upset that it take a white woman to kind of defend us as if we've been lying all these years.
Knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming.
I wonder how he knew that other than experience, because he's been in this situation before. I wonder, is that how he knew that, or he had other black and biracial men that have gone through the same thing with white women? But you also have sat and watched society, social media, probably even some of your family members and friends beat black people to a pulp, black women to a pulp. But now you want to stand proud and act like you're defending us because something happened to your son. Yes, your son knew to leave. Why? He either had experience with running, Harpo, or he had friends that's been through this before. Why have you not been on social media expressing this?
At him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going
to be thrown to the ground. You think he was the first one? Okay, that buzzer told me no, he wasn't the first one. Has he been in this situation before? Or has his dad been in this situation before? Because there's some experience here. And I mean experience on his end, not just your end, because you were raised up in the projects. And because two good black women helped raise you. What other experience has he been through? Has it something he been through or something his dad been through?
Go to jail, it was not going to be any questions asked.
Of course it wasn't.
Because this white woman was crying and screaming about him.
So I'm just wondering, you saying this white woman as if you had never met her before. I'm wondering, did you know this white young lady before? I'm wondering, had you ever met her through the relationship of your son, as them being in a relationship? I mean, like, how did you know her? And however you knew her, if you ever met her before, none of these signs came forth? You never had the feeling that this would have been a white woman that would have done something like that before? Had there never been any altercations between your son and a white woman, or your son and this white woman? Have you not seen your son in any other interracial relationships? Like, what is it that really made her come forth? I do appreciate her for bringing awareness, but I'm just concerned, why now? Why now, as if you never seen this before? Why now? I don't know.
Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt. Her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional.
Okay, what makes you think her feelings were hurt? She may be a little emotional. Do you think your son played any type of role in her feelings being hurt or her being emotional? Do you think your son actually did something to her to make that transpire on the other end like that? Or is it all just her fault? I understand you're trying to bring awareness to one side of this, but see, I'm the type of person, I'm interested in the whole story, because there's not three. I mean, if you're talking about a triangle, you got 3 points on it. 1, 2, and 3. But I'm talking about a square. I want to know everything that went on in there. I don't want you to bring to me the little bit that you want to bring to me in order for us to feel sympathy and pity for your son. The reason why I'm not going to fall for this trap, and again, I've already said it 1,000 times. Somebody in the comment going to call me prejudiced. Don't call me prejudiced, Boo Bears. Please don't call me prejudiced. I got about 5 biracial nephews and about 4 biracial nieces and about 4 white women that has been with one of my brothers or the other. So yes, we're talking about a topic also that I'm very familiar with. And that's with me raising 2 of my nephews. So I understand what the biracial side of it is. I understand what they go through. But I also understand that it takes 2 people to tango. And it takes 2 people to party. And you do have some black men that also take advantage of white women as well. It may be getting off the script and off the story to some people, but no, it's right in line for me. In other words, I appreciate her coming out. I appreciate her genre. I appreciate her trying to speak up. I appreciate her speaking out. But I want to know, why now? Why now? Because your son is involved in something. But you didn't tell us your side of your son's situation either. Did he in fact commit a crime with this woman? Did he in fact do something to make her scream out loud like that? I know you want us to be there and pity your son and feel bad for him and stuff like that. But again, I kind of like don't take highly till you just not coming out. It's like you coming out the closet only because your son has something to do with it.
However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions have to take a fucking back seat.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and I'm glad that you said that. But I also would like to know, do you feel that their feelings should also take a back seat when you know that there's abuse going on, regardless of the color? Whether it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Do you think that that's right for any woman to have to go through something like that? I just personally, I don't think so. I think that it's unfair for you to get on here to say that a white woman have to put their effing emotions to the side only because she's dating a black man, and you know the ramifications behind it. Is that if that's the case, why didn't you preach this to your son? You should have preached to your son to make sure you picked him the right way. You should preach to your son to make sure that, you know, y'all understand the certain boundaries and what comes with and what's entailed with being in an interracial relationship. Because the way you're coming on here, to basically what you're trying to tell us to do, in all honesty, is a white woman need to shut her mouth only because your son is one that's involved in it. Do you really think that's right? Do you really think that's fair? I mean, because at the end of the day, just like your son have a mom, this young lady have a mom as well. And see, the good part about me, I'm coming from both spectrums of this. Why? Because I do have biracial nieces and nephews. So I'm just not coming off of black ears and black eyes. My nephews are all biracial. My nieces are biracial. I just feel like at the end of the day, I appreciate her with the video. I appreciate everything that she's trying to bring to the table. My only concern is, why now? Why just for your son? Why not something for, why this conversation now that your son is involved? Why wasn't this conversation from you before? Something seemed fishy.
To not cause harm to the person you are dating. A black man and you're a white woman. You need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions that you love, that you are married to. And
we got to literally look at this only in her lenses because it happened to her son. All I'm saying to you is this is an everyday life for us as black women. This is an everyday life for us as black men. This type of behavior just shows me that until it's done to you, you sweep it under the rug as well. I'm sure she's seen a lot of police brutality when it comes to not just black men, but black women, black people. I'm sure, like she said in her video, she's seen a lot of things. And what she used to have to do was she used to have to be a voice for the black women because they would listen to her and not the rest of them. I mean, think about how that sounds. And yeah, it sounds like music to some people's ears. But for me, that's not music to my ears. Honestly, it's an insult to me. It's an insult to me because she's no more intelligent than I am. The only difference between her and I, she's white and I'm not. The only difference between her and I, it hit home for her because of her son. It hits home for me because of black, just being black. I am going to listen to her. I'm going to appreciate what she did. But it is what it is. It's just like another video. Until she show me more, I'm just going to listen to the video.
I'm not telling you that if you are truly in fucking danger, not to get help. But
what is in truly in danger and not to get in, and then you get help? What would you consider as truly in danger? What would truly in danger be for you? I mean, because for your son's level of truly in danger, or for your level of truly in danger, that's one thing. But if he's doing something and this lady feel like she's truly in danger, it might not be on the level that you think is truly in danger, but it's truly in danger for her. So how do you decide when she should yell out and when she shouldn't?
Just emotional, you're just pissed off and you want to scream and hoop and holler. In public is not the time.
But when you say when you're emotional, but what's bringing the emotions? I mean, because, just keeping it real. Women are far more emotional than men are. Women are far more louder than men are. So when you say emotional, it has to be on a level for him, for her to be hurt and emotional about it. But it can't be on the level of her. See, this is where I understand why you're saying black and white, Because you know when a white officer come up as a black man, you are in trouble. But in the same breath, as a black man, you know what you're doing when you're hurting a woman, period. Now, I'm going to say this. If the woman is being truly vindictive and just manipulating the situation, I'm going to understand that. But I can say this, when it comes to a lot of white women tend to be way and far more clingy to the black than the norm. In other words, her heart may be there a little bit more with this black man. And for her to just outright call the police on him and try to get him in trouble, what really happened? What really happened? Like, I like that you're telling this story, but you're not telling the whole story. But we already know, I know the moral to the story is that white women, they do things and they don't understand the ramification behind how it can get a black man in trouble. But you don't think those black men knew that before they got in those relationships? That means you need to do some talking to your son as well. Your son need to do things a little bit differently. And if there are foul movements that he's making in the relationship, he need to be held accountable for it. I kind of, in a sense, I kind of feel like there's no accountability, number one. And I feel like there's no accountability because it's your son. And I get that he's closer to your heart than anybody. But in the same breath, why are you just coming forward now? You've been seeing this type of behavior coming. You've been seeing this type of behavior going. You've been seeing this type of behavior existing. Why didn't you teach your son what to do and what not to do? Why? Because he liked just what he's doing. Him doing whatever he's doing with Becky Mary is damn near the same thing the black men did when they were with us. What did y'all thought the grass was really that greener on the other side? A human is a human once you get to know them. I don't care how soft, weak, or indecisive, how loud, how classy, classless, whatever you want to say. Once you get in that relationship and you get to know a person, you getting to know that person. Tell both sides of the story. I just feel like there's no accountability here. It's all about your son, but you're kind of throwing the video out there basically saying the white woman, hey, you need to be careful of how you treat black men. You need to guard them. You need to treasure them. But in the same breath, we need to make sure men, period, are treating us the same way. So as y'all can see, I flip moded on both sides of it because I have to see both sides of this story. Because again, I have biracial nephews. I have biracial nieces. I'm also a black woman. I know how I feel to be treated any kind of way by a black man. I mean, I don't know about all that, but I bring y'all videos. There's no accountability here on the end of her son. But I get what she's saying, white women, period. But why now with the video? Why didn't you come and defend black men and black women prior to now? Don't come on here and try to get brownie points and make us look like, oh, we need you. And that's what we're trying to defeat and fight these days. No, we have our own voice. Thank you for standing up for us for the little that you did. But in the same breath, dear, no thank you. This is your girl, Queen Dee Dee, with Dee Dee Said It. But I do have a word of advice. If you are in interracial relationships, you do need to be careful. But you need to be careful on both sides. Because the same way a white woman can spew that N-word out, let's be clear. Black people, you know you spew out the C-word too. It comes from both sides. But don't you come on here and just make the side look prevalent for you because your son is involved. Let us know what your son did. White women, if you are out there using and manipulating and then using your entitlement as an advantage, do better. Black men, stay away from them if you already know that, and stop beating us down like you can't handle us, because look like you can't handle Becky or her mama or her daddy or the sheriff. Women aren't the only ones that give a man problems. And let's be clear, women aren't the only ones that give men problems either. Man, you got problems on your own and you need to own that. So now you ran your ass over to the white woman and you're still in the same chaos that you left a black woman for. But you didn't tell that side of the law. You didn't tell that the grass wasn't greener on the other side and you still sitting in brown mulch. Wonder why they didn't tell that. Wonder why I take this Caucasian white woman who was raised by two great black women. Wonder why she have to get on here and preach.
And at all costs,
But I don't understand that either. I don't understand why are you suggesting for white women to protect a black man at all costs. You shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't have to tell this white woman to protect this black man at all costs. I wonder why y'all never have to tell black women to protect her black men and kings at all costs. See, I find it a little weird that they have to be educated on how to treat black men. I find it a little weird that you got to be educated by making it clear that white women are entitled. I find it a little weird that it took you to come over here and say that. But it's just so baffling that you have to educate white women. Relationships were there for the heart. I thought they were there for the feelings. I thought they were there for the long run. What's really going on here? When I preach it in a lot of my videos, a lot of black men and all my kings out there, y'all getting to know me very well. When you're a real man and you leave me a comment, you know, I will let you know you're a real man and I appreciate you. But all these other black men that get on social media and beat us and bash us down to a point like that, but they have absolutely nothing to say about these white women. They make it seem like they're over in glory heaven.